Hey there. Before we get into today's episode, I've got something exciting to share with you. On Thursday, January the 9th, I'm hosting a free interactive co-working session to help you kick off Q1 with clarity and confidence. In 1 hour, we'll work together to pick the right goal for the season of your life, identify the resources you already have to make progress, and build a plan that actually works. No more spinning your wheels. This is the same process that helped me leave my part-time job and grow my business, and I can't wait to share it with you. So don't wait. Head to the show notes now and click the link to grab your seat. Let's make 2025 the year you finally take action on the goals that matter most to you. I'll see you there. Duct tape. It has always been a handy asset in just about everyone's home. Whether it's used on a leaky faucet, a broken car mirror, or a busted bumper, duct tape fixes almost everything. The silver color may not be the prettiest, but it is a short-term fix until a more permanent fix, which requires more money, can be arranged later. Unfortunately, many business owners hold their businesses together with this same method, figuratively speaking, of course. With a little duct tape and elbow grease, anything is possible until you start to burst at the seams and get overwhelmed because your business is running you and it's spinning out of control. So in today's episode, I'm going to talk about some key elements that you need so that you can remove the duct tape from your business and start to operate like a well-oiled machine. Welcome to the More Than Capable Mompreneur podcast. I'm your host, Shannon Baker, a coffee-loving mom and perfectionist in recovery that started as a virtual assistant and turned into a total systems geek. My goal is to help you, the busy woman with a tight schedule and an aversion to technology, create systems in your business so that it runs as efficiently as possible, which boosts your productivity. Then you'll have the brain space and the time you need to invest in yourself, grow your business, and create success on your own terms without the burnout. So grab your cup of coffee, some sparkling water, or pour a glass of your favorite wine, and let's dive into today's topic. So today we are going to talk about how you can remove the duct tape from your business because it is not the long-term solution if you want your business to succeed. I know that when you started your business, you were probably tight on time and tight on cash, and that's okay. That means you learned how to do everything yourself, even if it wasn't quite right. So you pulled your expertise together, you packaged it up as best as you could, and you created a freebie to grow your email list, right? Now you noticed that there were some gaps. So you use duct tape to cover those up. Nowadays, there are some pretty decorated options of duct tape, so you probably picked a pattern that has your favorite colors or even your brand colors. I want you to get this picture in your mind. So once you were done covering up the flaws in your business, which definitely means your systems are non-existent, everything looked great and it seemed to be held together nicely. Your biggest hope is that no one would look too closely. So, being the duct tape CEO, you should not be wearing that like a badge of honor. That means that you're good at finding ways to save money with your duct tape fixes. And I say that in air quotes. You only spend money when you need to, and for everything else, you find a way to fix it yourself. Now, that may work at first, but duct tape will not hold forever. As your business moves from the incubation stage and continues to grow, you impede its growth if you are the sole person doing everything. Now, if you're wondering which stage of the journey your business is in, please go back and listen to episode number 70. I described the 4 phases that I have identified that small businesses go through and some of the things that you can do in each phase to grow and reach the next phase. There is a limit to how much you can hold together on your own before things start to fall apart. Now, if you've narrowed down your services, niched down to be the solution to a small group of people, and you're already have taken on multiple clients, then you definitely need to remove the duct tape now. The transition that you go through as your business starts growing can either make or break you. And time is the one resource that you have that you need to use wisely, because once it's gone, you can't get it back. Money is just a tool that you use in your business to get things done. So when you're ready to create the success you desire, there needs to be a shift in your mindset. You have to accept that everything can't be fixed with the duct tape method, and you have to start investing in specialists, experts, or consultants, whatever you want to call them, to build a strong foundation to support your business growth. But there's one thing that you have to start with first. You've got to change your mindset about success. You have to define success on your own terms. Social media is a great tool that we can use to build relationships and grow our business and to market our business. But it also impacts our viewpoint and perception as we look at what other people are doing. Just because someone seems to have more things, more money, more clients, whatever it is, this doesn't mean that they are happy behind the scenes. You don't know what's going on in their lives behind the grid. So think about this. Why did you start your business? I'm sure it wasn't so you will have little to no time for your family. It wasn't for you to be chained to your inbox or your cell phone. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't so you would have less time to invest in yourself. And I'm definitely sure it wasn't so that you would work so much that you feel burned out and overwhelmed all the time. Now, I know it's hard not to get caught up in all of the noise and start following the trends. But this journey is hard enough without you putting down your progress because of the so-called, and I'm saying that in air quotes too, the so-called success that other people brag about. Don't buy into it. Write your why somewhere that you can see it constantly, and never forget that you should define your own success. If it's not having a six-figure business, that's okay. If it takes you longer than others to get things done for your business because you have a daytime job, you focus on your family, so you're going at a slower pace, that's okay too. That's why you have to remember your why. And it's important for you to be able to do the next thing. That's focus on your progress. Take time every day to notice the positive things going on in your life and the progress that you have made. When you do this, you'll be less likely to compare yourself to anyone else. You'll stay focused on your own journey and you'll make decisions that will support what you want out of life. Just take a moment to think about the progress that you've made over the past 6 months. Does your business allow the flexibility that you desire? Are you able to create priceless memories with your family as you spend quality time with them, especially as the weather gets warmer outside? When you think about these fulfilling achievements every day, they help you see the forest through the trees. When you feel happy, you're more optimistic and energized, which leads to action, and action is needed to achieve success. These positive emotions are going to fuel your progress even further. The more progress you make on your goals, the happier you feel. The happier you feel, the more progress you make on your goals. Now, if you think back to the times that you successfully achieved your goals, what was the driving force behind your actions? More than often, it's a reason that's incredibly important to you and not anyone else. That's why you need to just focus on your success and create more of it. So now once we get through the mindset piece, let's get to the nitty gritty. But that starts with you building a solid foundation for your business. Every business goes through phases of growth. It starts with a dream and it quickly escalates from there. Once you move from phase to phase, duct tape becomes less useful. Eventually, it actually creates a bottleneck. The good news is that a successful company can build systems and outsource work to get things done. Instead of manually doing everything yourself, you have to create systems, and this needs to be done before you even think about building a team. The key is to develop processes and procedures and break those tasks down into smaller jobs. Then you can identify what you can automate using a tool, and once that's done, you can see how to get the remaining tasks done, even if that means delegating them to someone else. That's when you consider outsourcing tasks as a strategic move. Now, if you try to outsource before you have your systems in place, you are not going to have much success with that process. It's actually going to be a very unpleasant experience that leaves you frustrated. Believe me, I know from experience. Now, when I talk about business systems, my definition is a detailed step-by-step process that identifies the tools that will automate certain steps and the person who takes care of the rest. When you have systems set up for recurring tasks in your business, you never have to waste time wondering how you should begin working on a task or what steps you should take. Now, there are 6 core systems that every business owner needs no matter what phase of business you are in. I'm not going to go into details about them in this episode, but you can go back and listen to episodes 62 and 72 to learn more about all 6. Now, here's the great thing. You don't have to create them all at the same time. You can focus on creating them one at a time, which is what I always suggest. And if you want help with that, then we need to talk. You can schedule a free 15-minute call with me to get that conversation started. And I'm going to put a link to that in the show notes for this episode, because I want you to start getting your systems in place. Once that's done, again, you can strategically outsource. Now, the hardest part of running and growing a business is knowing when to bring in an expert. You've become accustomed to doing everything yourself, and it may be hard to let go of tasks, but no one knows how to do everything well. So stop trying to be a Jill of all trades and a master of none. Once your system's in place, though, how do you know when you're ready to hire some help? Well, honestly, there's some tasks that you need to hire out for from the beginning. The great thing about using experts is that you can hire them for a project, which is a one-time fee, and this allows you to get things done and it frees up your time. That way you're not wasting time reading freebies, searching videos on YouTube to try to learn how to do something, and you definitely won't be wasting money buying a bunch of courses that you are not going to finish because you don't have the time. Just pay someone to take care of the basics that are not your expertise. You need some examples? Okay. Hire a graphic designer to create your logo. Hire a web designer to create your website. Then you can use that time to focus on building relationships, because your network is your net worth. Then you need to keep in mind the phase that your business is in and consider your current cash flow. Knowing how much money you need to have even for a paid consultation is very important. So by using your revenue and cash flow projections of your business, you can determine when it makes sense to hire out for these tasks. The bottom line is how you spend your time and your money is your choice. Now, I know you are a savvy CEO. Your time is best spent working in your zone of genius and growing your business. But as long as your business is held together with duct tape, your growth is going to be pretty much non-existent. Not to mention your workload will never lighten. You will never have a schedule that you control, and you will feel overwhelmed and will not be building the business that you desire. Having systems in place is definitely the difference between being able to hit your growth targets or spinning your wheels and getting nowhere. Don't get in the way of your own success. Take action now so that you can move forward the rest of this year and at least get close to reaching your growth and your revenue goals. So let's review what we've talked about today, which is going to help you remove that duct tape from your business operations. First, change your mindset about your success. This is vital to your journey and it's going to help you ignore what everyone else around you is doing. Determine what success means to you and focus on making that happen. Then you need to focus on your progress. Action leads to success. Increased happiness drives motivation and more action. So reflect on the things that you've accomplished, whether it's big or small. Let those victories fuel you to reach your bigger goals on your terms. That also means you need to celebrate those small victories. Then focus on building a solid foundation for your business. That means you need systems. Systems save you time and help you work more efficiently. And they are a key element of the foundation that you need to build a successful business. Again, if you want help getting started, make sure you schedule that free call with me so that we can discuss where you are, where you want to go, and see how I can help you. Then once your systems are in place, you can strategically outsource. Remember, this is after you get your systems in place. Otherwise, you will not be equipped to successfully outsource tasks. The great part about outsourcing is that you can work with experts to handle tasks outside of your zone of genius, and you can plan for that expense in advance. But you won't really know what those tasks are that you need to outsource until you get your systems in place. I hope you see the pattern with the last 2 tips. Your growth really depends on you having business systems. So I want to thank you for tuning in today. Now, if you have any questions about something that I mentioned today or you enjoyed this episode, please feel free to DM me on Instagram at @the_Shannon Baker. I would love to hear from you. And if you want to leave a rating for the podcast, you can do so at ratethispodcast.com/more-than-enough, or you can leave a review on the podcast Facebook page. I'm going to put links to that in the show notes, the episodes that I've mentioned, and the link to my calendar for you. So that's it for today. So until next time, keep calm and streamline.